Islamic ways to have sex. Do you want to make your marriage a great success story? If yes, then you need to concentrate on three things. That is love, honesty and sex. There is no doubt that sex is the prime concern when it comes to making a relationship successful. Since there are different types of religions in the world, they offer different types of rules and regulations. When it comes to Islam, there are some strict rules to have sex. Do you want to know the Islamic ways to have sex? If yes, then you must keep reading this exclusive piece of writing. Position can be changed but not the place. It is really an important marriage advice, especially in terms of Islamic weddings. You are allowed to have sex with your wife or husband in any sort of sexual position, but the place should be the same, that is vagina. Like marriage communication, physical communication is also needed to make a relation stronger and more comfortable than ever before. But you aren't supposed to go beyond the Islamic ways of having sex. Hence, it is highly suggested to keep your sexual activities within vagina. You must avoid any sort of unnatural sexual intercourse, including anal and mouth intercourse. Time always matters. Unsatisfied physical requirement is considered among the key marriage problems. Therefore, if you want to grab marriage help to save your marriage, you need to learn how to have sex within the Islamic light. You can have sex throughout the week. Mainly you are allowed to have sex at night, but on Thursday and Friday you can't have sex at noon and evening respectively. During Ramadan, you aren't allowed to share something in terms of physical intimacy at bright light of the day. Can I have sex during menstrual period? Simplest answer to this most asked question is no, you aren't. Quran says you aren't allowed to torture your wife during these days as she is already facing lots of physical problems. You aren't supposed to have sex until the blood stops. The best policy is to avoid sex or any kind of intimate relation with your wife during menstrual. There are many individuals who ask whether they can have anal intercourse during menstrual or not. Always remember, anal intercourse is strictly prohibited in Islam even during normal days of life. You must avoid having sex when your wife is already facing loads of physical and emotional problems. Religious occasions. However, there is no time restriction to have sex, but during Ramadan you aren't allowed to have sex at daytime. You can have sex only after Maghrib. In other words, it is better to have sex at night during this holy month. You also need to avoid having sex during any sort of natural disaster such as earthquake, hurricane and others. You are highly advised to learn the basics of Islam to know when you should have sex or when you shouldn't. Conclusion. If you want to get positive relationship outcome, you need to follow Islamic ways to have sex.